មានទៀងពេលត្រឹមត្រូវរាល់ក្រុមហ៊ុននីមួយៗកំពុងតែស្វែងរកនូវដំណោះស្រាយដើម្បីជួយរក្សាមុខជំនួយនិងអាជីវកម្មរបស់គេឲ្យមានដំណើរការតាមការកំណត់ងាយស្រួលនិងមានប្រសិទ្ធភាព AFR Solution ត្រូវបានបង្កើតឡើងដើម្បីបញ្ចប់ពីលំបាកនៃការចំណាយច្រើនទៅលើការគ្រប់គ្រងនិងធ្វើឲ្យអាជីវកម្មដំណើរការកាន់តែប្រសើរឡើងពួកយើងខំវាថា Logistics វាជាប្រព័ន្ធរួមគ្នាទាំងអស់មួយបង្កើតឡើងនៅលើការគណនាអនឡាញនៅក្នុង Salesforce វាជួយឲ្យផ្នែកទាំងអស់នៅក្នុងក្រុមហ៊ុនដឹកជញ្ជូននិងក្រុមហ៊ុនពាណិជ្ជកម្មធ្វើការប្រសើរឡើងនិងឆាប់រហ័សពួកយើងតែងតែសិក្សាស្វែងរកដើម្បីបង្កើតកម្មវិធីផ្សេងៗទៀតដើម្បីជួយឲ្យដំណើរការធ្វើការរបស់ក្រុមហ៊ុនមួយកាន់តែមានភាពប្រសើរឡើងក្នុងវិស័យដឹកជញ្ជូនប្រព័ន្ធ Logistics របស់យើងជាប្រព័ន្ធដែលរក្សាទិន្នន័យមានសុវត្ថិភាពរាយការណ៍ពីការងារតាមពេលពិតប្រាកដនិងមានភាពងាយស្រួលក្នុងការយកទិន្នន័យពីឧបករណ៍ជាច្រើនជាមួយ Logistics យើងអាចធ្វើបានគ្រប់យ៉ាងមិនថាអ្វីក៏ដោយមិនថាវាជាតម្រូវការកិច្ចការធម្មតានៅក្នុងក្រុមហ៊ុនបញ្ជូនទំនិញដូចជាការធ្វើឯកសារសម្រាប់នាំចេញនាំចូលផ្លូវទឹកផ្លូវអាកាសឈានទៅដល់ឃ្លាំងស្តុកការដឹកជញ្ជូនទៅតាមនាវាស្ថានីយ៍ការគ្រប់គ្រងជួញដូរនិងបញ្ជាទំនិញហើយបន្តទៅនឹងតម្រូវការស៊ីជម្រៅដូចជាការគ្រប់គ្រងទំនិញភ្ញៀវឬគណនេយ្យយើងអាចចាត់ចែងវាបានជាមួយនឹង Logistics គ្រប់យ៉ាងអាចសម្បត្តិទៅលើកម្មវិធីតែមួយយើងគ្រប់គ្នាកំពុងធ្វើការយ៉ាងខ្លាំងដើម្បីបញ្ចេញសមត្ថភាពទាំងអស់ដើម្បីឲ្យប្រព័ន្ធនេះមានភាពប្រសើរឡើងនិងបង្កើននូវមុខងារល្អៗសម្រាប់ក្រុមហ៊ុនប្រើប្រាស់វាប្រៀបដូចជាគ្រួសារមួយដែលមានសមាជិកមានភាពរីករាយនិងមានមោទនភាពនិងស្រឡាញ់ការងាររបស់គេពួកយើងមានអ្នកជំនាញក្នុងការអភិវឌ្ឍและមានបុគ្គលិកដែលនឹងមើលថែក្រុមហ៊ុនរបស់អ្នកជាអ្នកគ្រប់គ្រងជាបុគ្គលជាមួយតម្រូវការប្លែកពីគេ
Yes. Okay, this is the first video. We would like to introduce a little bit about our host today. And the next one, let me welcome Mr. Noran, our representative in Cambodia. Will start our webinar today for his part about the AFR solution introduction. Okay, welcome Mr. Noran.
Okay, so thank you, Mr. Tam. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and all the honorable guests and speakers. So welcome to our webinar today. So ជំរាបសួរលោកអ្នកស្រីទាំងអស់គ្នាដែលបានចំណាយពេលចូលរួម webinar យើងនៅក្នុងថ្ងៃនេះហើយនៅក្នុង webinar យើងថ្ងៃនេះ presenter យើងនឹងនិយាយជាភាសាអង់គ្លេសតែបើសិនជាយើងអាចមានសំណួរអីគឺយើងអាចឆ្លើយជា slow នេះបានអញ្ចឹងអាចសួរសំណួរនៅក្នុង chat box បាន Okay so បាត់ស្លាយហ្នឹង Okay, so first, let me introduce a little bit about our, company introduction. Just so we are AFR Solution. So today we will we prepare the and organize the digital transformation in Cambodia. Yes. So AFR Solution have currently we have a C office in Cambodia, in Japan, and also in Vietnam. Yes, and currently we are trying to expand our business in all the other countries as well. So AFR Solution គឺជាក្រុមហ៊ុន IT Solution ដែលមាន head office នៅក្នុងប្រទេសកម្ពុជាវៀតណាមហើយនិងជប៉ុន Okay, so let me introduce you a little bit about what we provide. So we provide about a solution based on the logistic. Mostly we have a full package of logistic based on customer management, forwarding, transportation, and also trading system as well. Yes. So FR solution, we provide logistic for all of, the logistic function and cover on the customer management, forwarding, transportation. Yes. So before I introduce our speaker, I would like to introduce a little bit.
Maybe Mr. Nolan get a little bit problem with the internet. Okay, so sorry you guys about this one. So let me continue for Mr. Nolan. Before we introduce about our speaker today, I will guide you how to do the question. That means about the Q&A session later. Or if you have any question need to ask, you can see the chat box in the right hand side. Okay, so if any people here, if you have any question, you feel free to get us know about your question. Okay. Yeah. Next one about our speaker today. The first one we would like to introduce this is Mr. Sokol Nhin. At the moment, he is the POD of COA. COA is the Cambodia Logistics Association. Yeah. And Mr. Sokol also the director of Samaki Shipping and Logistics. Yeah. Okay. And the topic that Mr. Sokol will share, this is about the current logistic infrastructure and Cambodia service right now. And the second speaker we have today is Mr. Kwang Hun Bill, our founder of AFR Solution. And he is the creator for Logifork, the system that we are doing right now for all of the logistic industry. Okay. And the topic Mr. Kwang will discuss with us today, this is how technology can help us improve our work performance. Okay. And the next one is Mr. Eric, the director of Banda Global Logistics in Cambodia. With his experience about the logistic industry and his experience when he applied about the system to the company for operation, he will share with us why the system is needed for logistic company. Okay, and the last one, this is myself. I will continue with you guys for the topic about the logistic training introduction. This is one of the special that we would like to give for all of the attendee today. Okay, so
Okay, so thank you, Mr. Tam. So just a little bit internet connection right now. So sorry about this. So maybe Mr. Tam can start to follow up. So just a little bit talk in Khmer. So we will have our young presenter của young mà bị Mr. Sokol mà bị Samaki Logistics, Mr. Sokung our founder of AFR គឺជាអ្នកបង្កើត AFR ក្រុមហ៊ុន AFR និង Mr. Eric មកពី Panda Logistics និង Mr. Tam is our Southeast Asia director. Yes. So maybe the next part we can start from Mr. Sokol part. So Mr. First, I would like to invite Mr. Sokol to our presenter as our speaker and start their turn. Yes. So, Mr. Sokol, please start your presenter.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nhin Sokol. I am a BOD of CLA, Cambodia Logistics Association, and I am also the managing director of Samaki Shipping and Logistics Co Ltd in Cambodia, and my main service is the shipping agency. Today, I have the honor to share with you about the current logistic corridor and service in Cambodia currently being. Yeah. Next slide, please. Noren, please. Next slide. Cambodia transport geography consists of 3 main modes of transport: inland waterway transport and sea coastal transport. And also we have land transport, for example, national road and railway. And we have also the air transport. We have airport to connect with the hub airport in the region. And the main logistic corridor in Cambodia, we have four corridor currently being now operate for cargo to a global market. The first one is from Phnom Penh to Thailand overland border by route, by national route number 5, and the railway, not a railway line. Yes. And second one is from Phnom Penh to Sihanoukville port, our deep sea port, connected by national road number 4 and railway, South Line railway. And our trade with the global market, about 60 or 70%, we can go in through this deep sea port of Sihanoukville. And third one is from Phnom Penh to Vietnam port by 2 modes of transport. First one by road, by land, from Phnom Penh to Vietnam overland border at Ba Wat Mok Bai by route number 1, go through to Ho Chi Minh City and to main port of Vietnam, Saigon or Khai Map, etc. And second one, another one is from Phnom Penh to Vietnam, or from Phnom Penh to some direct to any port, destination port of China or of any in the region of Cambodia through inland waterway by Mekong River, from Phnom Penh to sea by Mekong River through Vietnam water as well. So this is the main trade corridor in Cambodia currently being now. Next slide, please. As you know, now the basic transport in Cambodia now, we mostly depend on the road, on the truck. And our road currently being now, we have 3 kind of road. National road is about 7,000 kilometers. Among the total length of the road is 61,000 kilometers. We have a national road only 7,000 kilometers, about 12% of the total length. And this road is under control and supervised by the Ministry of Public Works and Transport. And the provincial road is about 9,000 kilometers, about 14% among the total, and also controlled by Ministry of Public Works and Transport as well. And this main road is for transport. For example, they have a full bitumen, bitumen pave can provide a full transport. And we have mostly about 45,000 kilometers among the total length of our road, or about 73% total length is the rural road. rural road is the under control of Ministry of Rural Development, not Ministry of Public Work, another ministry. And rural road is the road to connect from the remote area of the country to the national road or provincial road. This mean rural road. So that is even if our road is improved, but our road still cannot respond sufficient enough for the efficient transport, because we still have, according to the condition of the road, the weight to be transport still limited. For example, we can, according to the law, our road is allow for the gross weight to transport only 40 ton only, 40 ton only, for 40 ton only. So that this one is not flexible enough, because our container gross weight of the container is 30 metric ton. So plus the weight of the truck, the total gross will be more over than 40 metric ton limited by the law. So that this one is still the contradiction between the capacity of our road and the weight of cargo we would like to be transport, because you mean that to transport more quantity is more efficient for the transport business. So this is our main problem today. And the major road link from Phnom Penh to Sihanoukville by route number 4. This one this limit for 40 metric ton only. And to border our land border of Thailand by route number 5, and to Bawat by route number 1. Vietnam overland border. This is the main corridor by road, by trucking to transport the cargo in Cambodia. Next slide, please. And we have by land transport, we have a railway. We have two lines from Phnom Penh to Thailand border to Poi Pet, and from Phnom Penh to Sihanoukville port. Sihanoukville port. Now our railway is operate, but for the trader, they still use the railway transport, not so much, not so many, because they have some reason that they still do not use the railway, because railway sometimes the time is too long than trucking, because when we truck the cargo from Sihanoukville to Phnom Penh, we spend only 1 day. For example, afternoon time we leave from Sihanoukville, so night time or morning time we arrive Phnom Penh extra by trucking. But by railway we have to take more time than trucking. This is the one reason. And another one reason, when we use a railway, they have some more handling at the origin and at this destination of the railway. So that's why some traders, some cargo owner, they still do not want to use the railway in full capacity. For example, now railway even have operation now, but about 10 or 20% only of the cargo from Sihanoukville to Phnom Penh, they use the railway transport. So that now our association will discuss with the railway company how to upgrade the process of our transport by rail from Sihanoukville to Phnom Penh, and from Thailand border to Phnom Penh, etc. So we intend to use the railway transport by discussing about the process of handling of cargo between the railway transport. So next slide, please. Yeah, we have. I told you we have inland waterway and a coastal area in Cambodia. So we have two main port in Cambodia: Phnom Penh Port and Sihanoukville Port. Phnom Penh Port is the river port, can accept for the sea river ship that can connect from Phnom Penh to some destination in the region. For example, can go to Vietnam port or China port for the shipment with the sea river ship. Yeah, but now Phnom Penh port have to operate with the feeder line of container barge from Phnom Penh to Vietnam port to connect Vietnam port, Saigon port, and Cai Me port of Vietnam. So Phnom Penh port have a regular line to connect the Vietnam port in terms of container transport, to global market. And now Phnom Penh port is also have to upgrade some of it annex along the Mekong, because they have support annex port along the Mekong river to improve the river transport. Yeah, to make the operator or trader who use the port more easier. Now they upgrade, they arrange the port at kilometer 6, about a bit not far from Phnom Penh city. Yeah, but they can connect with the operator or cargo operator, cargo trader, to connect the inland waterway transport. And also they upgrade, they organize the terminal in Kampong Cham or Tonle Sap to take more cargo, for example, agricultural product from the area to Phnom Penh port by barge, by inland waterway. Yeah. And also we have Sihanoukville port. Sihanoukville port is a deep sea port in Cambodia. Now Sihanoukville port still upgrade for more deeper to receive the light ship, to accommodate light ship, yeah, with the draft up to 14 meter, etc. Yeah, because now the port is very active to rent the container. I told you the volume of the trade in Cambodia about 60-70% coming and going through the Sihanoukville port. Yeah, and the capacity of Sihanoukville port now is growing up from year by year. Yeah. So next slide, please. Yeah. And we have the service of logistic tracking, for example, service of freight forwarding. Yeah. Now in Cambodia, we have two main associations, CAMTA, Cambodia Trucking Association, consists of main trucking company. Yeah. And CLA, Cambodia Logistics Association, consists of more company about doing the freight forwarding service. But they have a bit some confusion because some trucking company they even they are trucking, they provide the trucking service, but they can also provide the freight forwarder service, for example, custom broker or any service out the freight forwarding, etc., and dry port, etc. So now there are some dry port in Cambodia belong to the trucking company, and our CLA freight forwarding association, even we do the freight forwarder freight forwarding service, but sometimes we have some company have own trucking own truck to do trucking service as well. So that the service between these two associations sometimes a bit confusion of in terms of service to provide to the customer. Yeah. So this is my presentation because I have 10 minutes to present. But any question, I can give you the answer you the question. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Sokol. And it seems like we have a few questions, but we will keep it for answering session. Yes. So អរគុណសម្រាប់ Mr. Sokol ដែលបាន give a good sharing on logistic information. ហើយយើងមានសំណួរខ្លះក៏ប៉ុន្តែយើងនឹងទុកសម្រាប់ Q&A question. So let us welcome Mr. Sokong, our AFR founder and the creator of Logistic Force, to present on the topic of the Cambodian logistic industry, market and challenge. So please welcome Mr. Sokong. So បន្ទាប់សូមស្វាគមន៍ Mr. Sokong ដើម្បី present អំពី Cambodian logistic industry, market, features and challenge in Cambodia. Yes. So please, Mr. Sokong, start to your presentation. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? If it's okay, right? Can I start? Okay. Thank you. Good morning and good afternoon, depending on where you are. My name is Kwan. I'm a founder of AFR Japan, Vietnam, Cambodia. Also, I'm a creator of a Logistic Force, which is a logistic platform. First of all, I would like to say thank you, those who are attending this webinar today. Right now, we have more than 70 attended already, and we are expecting 100 attended today. And also, I would like to say thank you to the Mr. Sokol, Board of Director of the Cambodia Logistics Association. Also, thank to the Mr. Eric, Director of the Pandal Global Logistics Cambodia, and the AFR team who worked so hard to prepare this webinar. In this webinar, I will spend 20 minutes showing the Cambodia logistic figure in the logistics industry and introduce impact of COVID-19 and other global phenomenon. At the same time, I will introduce how to adapt to the new normal. Okay, so I will spend 20 minutes. Okay, let's start it. Here's a Cambodia logistic market features. Okay, here you go. All right, okay. This slide shows the total trade in the transportation services and the number of trucks in Cambodia. The first report at the top showed that merchandise export growth rate in 2020 is around 16%. So you can see the Cambodia logistics are growing sustainably from a cargo volume perspective. Top 5 partner countries of Cambodia in 2020 is number 1, America, Singapore, Japan, China, Germany. The second report at the bottom is very small, show the number of trucks in 2020 is 3 times compared to 2013. So in 7 years, the number of trucks have tripled 3 times. So this is an amazing number, and we can see how fast Cambodia logistics are growing. Next slide. This is a Cambodia GDP and cost. So GDP from the transportation and storage sector has been consistently increasing, as shown in figure 2.1. Logistics cover over sales in Cambodia were estimated 20%. Logistic costs are higher in Cambodia compared to some other Asian countries such as Thailand, Vietnam, and also other global average. So if we can see the number, Cambodia total cost over transportation is 20%. So if you see the Thailand here, it is 11%, and Vietnam is 16%. So it means need to spend more money for the transportations. This is some efficiency problem. Let's move on to the next. This slide show the logistic performance index rank. Cambodia ranked 98 in 2018. So it means performance is low if you go under. So if you see here, you can see the Thailand 32, Vietnam is still high, and Malaysia, in Indonesia and Philippines. In Cambodia is far below. Okay, and because of that, there are some reasons, but I do not cover all of the details. So these measures, okay, analyze the performance of a logistic depends on this aspect. So our customer aspect, infrastructures, shipment, logistics, tracking, and they scoring every country based upon this criteria. And Cambodia is a 98 ranking. So Cambodian government has taken several actions in order to improve the country logistic performance. So there are many, but one of the key actions was establishment of a National Logistic Council called NLC in 2016. And there are many other activities try to improve the performance of the logistics. So let's talk a little bit about environment, COVID-19, war, and global warming, and how it impacts on logistics. Here are the keywords in the new normal. Let me pick up some of the important keywords from here. New pandemics. In right now, China, Korea, Japan, now is another wave coming. Global warming, wildfire everywhere in the Europe, war in Ukraine, civil war in Myanmar, default, Sri Lanka default, inflation, surcharge, SARS, traffic SARS, so many things coming. I think this is not only one country, but I think everywhere, same. And because of that, we have shortage of the oil, semiconductor material, so many things are shortage. Also, these also causing the logistic disturbance, and also it pushed the shortage of oil, food, and medicine material. And if you see the keywords, these keywords directly, indirectly impact logistics, and more impact on our daily life. And cargo need to be traveled more than ever before, and the world need more cargo logistics and online delivery and e-commerce. Now logistics become more and more important. I believe so. So this one, let me talk a little bit about COVID-19. This survey said COVID-19 pandemics was huge disruption across the globe. 72% have a negative effect. They have damage from the COVID-19. And if you see the 11% only, they have a positive effect. So how about your company? 72% of attendees today might have negative effect, and only very few people have a positive effect. I think it depends on your business model. It depends on how you handle the COVID-19, and how it depends on your system also. Okay, so let's go through some of the issues during this new normal life. The logistic company, like other industry, there are so many layers and so many functions to complete the logistic missions. So each layer, each function face a very different type of issues. Also, sometimes they have a shared common issues. So if you see the table, you could find some of the sample main issues that we collect from more than 100 logistic company in Vietnam and Cambodia during interview. So you can see here, top from top, middle, forwarding, operation, accounting, and even security issues. There are so many issues they are facing right now. It's not only because of the pandemic, but the pandemic pushed them more, facing more difficult challenges. Okay, so then what comes next? Okay, so this slide, I'm going to talk about priorities. Okay. This research showed that COVID-19 pandemics accelerate pre-existing issues in the supply chain and brought the priority, such as efficiency, workforce, visibility, resilience, and cost. So these kind of issues become more important and they become more priority. How you increase efficiency, how to educate the workforce, how you make your system and process visible, and how you can continue the business. There are many things challenging in the new normal life. So let's talk about new normal with the pandemics, war, and global warming. Okay, sorry, okay. So let's see, okay, we have to get used to the new normal, and new normal is no longer new, and it becomes just normal. Because we have to live with the pandemics, wars, and global warming, and they will not go away anytime soon. So we have to live with that. And we have to try to have less physical transportation, less contacts. Also, because of that, many companies try to provide a work from home working environment. After implementing work from home in the new normal, many companies facing loss of revenue and increase of cost because efficiency is not good enough to support the business because everyone work from home, but they still cannot get the right support from the system. So revenue is down, cost is up, and then many companies suffer because of that. So my question to you is, how about your company? Your revenue still up? How about cost? How about profit? You have to consider all those things, and maybe it is the right time to see the number of your company and understand where you are. You're good or you're bad, getting worse, getting better. You have to see the number, and you need to make some sort of decision. Okay, so how to solve the issues and how to solve the problem? I think the only thing is technology. Technologies help you to overcome those challenges. So the technologies support new normal, simple, allow work virtually, work from home, online signature, online data input, access from remote, anytime they need, and allow third vendor involving into the system. So you don't actually need to come to the office. This is the work from home. So work from home, you can have a less physical contacts and less travel, even go further, then maybe you don't need to travel anymore and you can work from home. To do it, the system, you need a system, access from any device, access from anywhere and access anytime with the security, high security. Because we are going to talk about security later, but it allows from anywhere. So it means the security risk is high. So you have to consider security, but the system should be able to allow the staff to come into the system and operate anytime they need. How about contactless or paper? If you want to work from home, you have to remove paperwork. Okay, you have to make the system and processes without contacts. Let me pick up one example. E-approval support less contact, less paper, and work from home. Submitter can submit approval with the detail and attachment, and then approval can uncheck the detail and just approve it without paper, without human contact, everything on the system. So this is the something that we need now in the new normal. Okay, there is another perspective, BCP. Many people don't really care about this, but I think this has become very important right now. BCP stands for Business Continuity Plan. BCP is planned to help ensure the business process can be continued during a time of emergency or disaster. Technology that support a new normal should be able to support users to continue their job at pandemic or natural disaster. Example, you have a flood, you have fire. What are you going to do? You have a server in your office. There's a fire, water come in, all machine gone. You lost everything, right? So this is a business continuity plan. And BCP is really need right now to protect your business. Otherwise, one day, just gone. Everything will be gone. So now you understand, wow, we need a system. Then you have to think about what system you need. Okay, here is the survey. These statistics, okay, just wait a second. Okay, the statistics teach us that solutions in high demand are logistics, trucking, warehousing, CRM. Okay, and those are in high demand according to the Logistic Training Center survey. So how about your company? What system you need? You need the order, or you need a container, or a warehouse, CRM? I think it all depends on your business model and the most criticality, what you're facing right now. But most likely, company need this kind of system. And the company, they think that they need a system, but there are still barriers that they cannot buy a system. There is some reason here. We call barrier of the systemization. If you see here, most of they're concerned about investment, too expensive. They don't have people to do it. Security, they worry about it. And they don't have any standard technologies. So they think that they need a system, but they don't know what to do. And they're afraid of to implement the system. So if there is some system like this, the global standard system with a high security, with a full of engineers, expert in the logistics, and with a very little investment, because this is a subscription. Just so you use it, you pay. There are some systems like this, and you have to consider those systems. And you don't clear all of this, no longer, you don't need to worry. The last aspect I want you to consider, when you implement the system, you have to consider two perspectives. One, cost, of course, cheaper is better, but also you have to think about the return of the systemizations. You can have a more revenue, right? You can reduce the labor cost. You can reduce the incident cost. You can reduce many other unnecessary costs by implementing the system. So you have to consider cost and benefits together. And you have to calculate it, what system is best for you. Maybe some system is expensive than this, but if you have a more benefit, then you have to consider this. Cheap is not good idea to buy cheap system. Okay, so I have around 5 minutes more, so let me go through the, okay, then I talk a lot about the system, okay, then what system you have to choose. So there are some perspective that you have to consider, lead time, accessibility, cost, compliance, security, scalability, but I just make it clear like this. So when you compare the system, you have to see the all aspect, not only pricing. In the pricing, there are many aspects also. Initial, maintenance, upgrade, integration. There are many aspects you have to consider, but all at the same time, technology perspective. What is the function coverage? What is the flexibility? How you customize your business into in that system? Performance issues, security issues, accessibility. And there are so many aspects you have to consider, and you have to check all of each area, compare all the system you are considering. Okay, so this is the idea, and I pick up because we are doing cloud technology, and cloud technology is the right timing and right solution for the customer, and there are many benefits and advantages using cloud technology. And here is the benefit. I'm not going to go through the detail because it's detail and you can read it later. Okay. One thing in the cloud computing, there are 3 different services. I want you to remember only this one. There are 3 types of clouding service. One is IaaS, infrastructure as a service, and platform as a service, and software as a services. Infrastructure as a services is more like G Drive or Dropbox, or just like hardware stuff, storage stuff. And platform as a service is more like how can I say, Salesforce or a Google Cloud, Microsoft Dynamics, and this is a platform. And SIIS is software as a service. It's including networking and database, and including application also, logistic application also. And I think this is the right solution for you to choose the SaaS, because it includes everything. You don't need to buy anything else, just buy the license. You have everything you need. Okay, so the last one will be the security. Okay, many people concerned about security. That's why I want to security about here. Okay, let me wait a second. Security and compliance become more important ever. I think you know that, because staff work from home, and which increase the risk of data manipulation and hijacking. So you must use a high-end cloud technology which pass the security standard and meet the compliance requirement, like privacy, ISO, trust, and many regulations. The solution platform need to clear about it, so that you can have a right protection from security perspective. Okay, I think that's all from me up to now. I cover a number of topics and raise a question to you. And let me summarize once again. In new normal life with the COVID-19 and global phenomenon, logistic company tend to put priority on efficiency, feasibility, resilience, and digitalization. I think you have to consider about it. And cloud technology is the best option to support work from home environment. Among cloud service, SaaS is the most suitable and inexpensive services, including logistic application. And when you choose a system and platform, there are many aspects I show you already. You have to consider everything. Consider that, and you can choose the right solution for you. Okay, and thank you for listening. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much for Mr. Kong for sharing a very good information about the cloud system, and also about the inside information about logistic as well. Just so next, let me welcome our honorable speaker, Mr. Eric. So please, I would like to welcome to Mr. Eric Lee from Panda Global Logistics to start a presentation about the topic why system is needed for the logistic company. So Mr. Eric, may I have your turn to start right now, yes. Okay.
Hello, Chung Liu Su, everyone. Good morning. This is Eric Lee from Panda Cambodia. Okay, thank you very much for Mr. Guan, Mr. Ren, Mr. Tan, all the friends from AFR Solution to invite me for this event as a speaker. I'm from China. I've been staying for Cambodia for 16 years. I'm doing for logistics about 10 years. Yeah, so I think as everybody else, facing a lot of challenging, and maybe we also enjoying the pain and the happiness at the same time. So before I'm coming to here as a speaker, I actually do not know who is the audience that be staying here. But I suppose most of the people here may be considering whether to use system or not. So I myself, I started to use system since 2018 2018. So I might share some experience, some idea of mine for those who are not yet decide to use any system. I think Mr. Guan raised the ideas as a third party is very clear. He does not just promote his own system. He is mentioned about everyone, remind us to use the suitable system for our company. So I think our purpose to use the company, as Mr. Guan also mentioned, for me, I want to raise one very important word for me, that is productivity. Okay, so before my speak, I would like to invite everyone to see this first page. I will just read. You will see data. Someone maybe read data or information and knowledge and insight and wisdom. So everyone, please take 20 seconds to see this picture first. Okay, yeah, okay, so I will carry on for the next page. Okay. As every people understand, we are in the big time of data, the period. ភាសាខ្មែរសម័យ about big data, says by Mr. Jitma. But before, actually, someone else already mentioned about this. I'm not quite sure if everyone here ever heard about Mr. Ray Dalio. Mr. Ray Dalio is a very famous businessman in USA. He has a very famous book called Principle. This book is recommended by Bill Gates, the boss of Microsoft, and also Tony Robbins. I think a lot of businessmen in here in Cambodia know well about Tony Robbins. I'm also a fan of him. So these two big guys also give a very good recommend to this book, Principle. If someone of you not yet go and take a look, I highly recommend you to go through it. You will find a lot of valuable information for your business. Okay, so what I want to mention in this book is related to data. Mr. Dalio, in his early life, he has ever made a good consultant service to McDonald's for them to consider whether they want to buy the bean and to promote a new product. In this book, they have a case study. They ever use the data of everything, such as raining and the heaviest time of being whatever material needed for making chicken alive, come out with a correct data. So McDonald's can have the cheapest price supply, so they can provide a new product to the market, and which is very successful. So this is about data, how data can help people. And to now, besides cloud, there's another new keyword. I'm not quite sure if everyone ever heard about this, metaverse. Yeah, it's too much information to me to introduce, so I just write the keyword. And after talking about something very maybe not reality, I'd like to invite everyone come to real life. Let's think about these pictures. Is this something happened to you since you're joining logistics, or either you are the boss, or even you are the manager, or even you are the one who really handling the document? Yeah, I think we here everyone as a service provider in logistics, we have to handle with data every day. handle with the information every day. What we need to do is sending the information from device to device, from people to people, from time to time. We have to save that, we have to use that. And someone of here may be saying that, yeah, we have someone can master the Excel, whatever software very well. Yeah, we have so many just like Kung Fu master in our office. They are very familiar with all the function, all the tools of Excel, whatever we're using. Yeah. But actually, I want to remind maybe this is something you are seeing when your data become very huge. We are talking about 1 month for 1,000 container, or you are going to find out a data for 1 year or 5 years. I think your Excel will be stuck. You will be using your mouse, scrolling up and down and looking for the correct data and waiting for the system to run. Yeah. So just like I want to maybe give a maybe not very suitable example. Just like when you have a Li Xiaolong Kung Fu star, martial master in your office, they can play he he ha he. They can play ada. Yeah, but when someone coming to you with the machine gun, then your people die very easily. Yeah, even your Kung Fu master. So just like us, when we play with data, with the information, we need efficiency, we need productivity, we need to handle the data correctly in the shortest time. We need to find out what is going to be happen, and we need to make decision. Here is some disadvantage of Excel. Likewise, like Mr. Kwan mentioned, this kind of thing we are not going to go details. Just like us to go to the next page. So for my own thinking, the system, the concept, the convenience of the system, the function of the system is provide you a very easy solution, just like when you go to Google. Yeah, but of course, you need to have your data input into system. Then you can send the order to the system. Here, I just put one search, but you can put so many conditions in terms of period, in terms of salesperson, in terms of your agent list, in terms of your business mode. Yeah. So all these things, once you send the order, they will be come out as whatever you need. You will be more close to the target. You will be more clear about your mind. So what are we going to get is saving time. You will save time, you will get productivity, you will get efficiency. Yeah, you can be relaxed. So just like action take has been just like action be taken. Yeah. So I believe mostly the system, they were able to convert the data, I mean the information that in the form of a chart, table line, come out as a shape of more easier visibility in whatever shape you want, in whatever form you need. Yeah, anything you want. So with all this analyze, this information compare, I think you will have your clear mind. Yeah, when you have your clear mind, you will be easy to make decision. Whether this project you're going to take or not, whether you are going to invest or not. Yeah, so for business plan, there's always question and there's always solution. So all this you will be need database support for you to make the final decision. Then you find your goal, you find your direction, then you just go ahead. You will just go ahead and let the team, let the organizer organize your team, your people, go and take action. Yeah, so the point I want to mention again is when we have the support from the data, we can make clear mind and we can go to take action. So let's come to the first slide one more time. The first page here is data. The second page here is information and knowledge and insight and wisdom. So I really recommend, and actually myself also doing this. Yeah, we need to turn from data to some useful information and let those information become our knowledge. And we can maybe find some golden idea, which is very valuable for us. But sometimes those ideas is not linked, is not connected. We need to make them able to be happen. There will be need some wisdom. In Khmer, maybe we need to, we can say banya. Yeah, it's kind of a wise decision. It's kind of a idea like you can come out with all the support. So I invite everyone to consider to use the system, help you to improve your productivity, save your time, get the whole logistic environment, the whole industry in Cambodia improve more faster. Yeah. Okay, I think that's all for my sharing. Thank you very much for listening.
And appreciate for your time and sharing good and valuable information from Mr. Irex. Yes, so next I would like to welcome Mr. Tan, or we can call him Jackie, to present the topic on the logistic training introduction in Cambodia. So please welcome Mr. Tan. Hello there.
Okay, hello everybody. I'm coming back. Yeah. As my sharing at the beginning, today I will introduce a little bit about our plan, our new information for Cambodia markets. Quick, the topic you guys hear before from Mr. Soccer about the logistic infrastructure and the service in Cambodia, and the second from Mr. Kwong about the system, about the technology. And the third one about the experience of Mr. Eric when he using about the system, he using about the digital transformation in his operation. Okay, so with all of the information here, we saw that about the human, about the resource we have right now in Cambodia markets and also in around the world. Is they need to have the training. They need to have the basic knowledge, basic requirement that on most of the company, even in Cambodia and other country, need to have. So this is the reason why with the system that we have right now, we would like to implementation one thing. This is about a logistic training center in Cambodia in the next few months. And so let me go ahead what we have and what we will do for this one. Okay, the first one you can see that for the logistic, we understand that it's not only about the import and export, it's also including about the supply chain management in the overall. So when the employer looking for about the staff, when the employer looking for about the employees who working for your company, for sure that you will priority for the experience. You will priority for the knowledge, basically about the logistic and supply chain management. Yeah. So this is the reason why we mentioned here when the employees every people come to our training center. You guys will can have the first one related to the certify your talent, your staff. Then after that, you can bring the value your customer because with the basic knowledge and with the experience, you guys can improve day by day your company value for sure about this one. And the other one, when you work in global, your company can have the global recognition. Yeah. And the other one, I think so, is about perfect execution when the staff have the basic knowledge and a lot of information about it, technology and about the basic skill for the logistics and the supply chain management also. Yeah. So what next? This is about some information, some example for the cost that we will be providing during our operation at the logistic training center. The first one you can see that I mentioned about the foundation of logistic operation. For so that's all of the student when they graduate from the school, maybe they have the basic information related to the logistic industry. However, for support them to know about the real operation, how to do the transportation, how to do the container management, how to do the import and export. It will be take a lot of time. So for the foundation of the logistic operation, we will focus to take for the student, for the employee, how to implementation this one for your real job. Yeah. And we can going up step by step, and maybe the highest one, this is about the supply chain management in global standard. Okay, so for all of this one, we will have the announcement soonest when we complete it to prepare about the cost. And for sure, one of the best information today for all of you guys attending our webinar, we will provide one slot for free for one course that we have in the near future for all of the attendees join our webinar today. Yeah. So how we can do it? That means how we can apply for the logistic training and what is the way we're doing. Okay. The first one, we saw that the markets in Cambodia are still new for the training online, right? However, we will apply with our technology, apply about online training combined with applied training also. And this is the way we can implementation. Yeah. You guys can see that we will have the portal, the play that all of you guys can come in to see the cost, to see the information, and also after you study about the cost, you can find out the job opportunity also. And also for the company who will looking for about the staff, who will looking for about the employee, have an experience to work in your company, you can come to our portal. You can come to our platform to find out the staff with the experience, which one we verify already. Okay, so this is my sharing a little bit about our plan, and our it looks like the gift for all of the attendee for your time today. That we will give you one free course for the logistic training. Okay, based on your experience, we will consider about this one in more detail. Okay, so thank you guys again for listening me. Okay.
Jackie Tan for sharing the information on the logistic training center in our Cambodia. Okay, so I think that's all for our speaker, and let us move to the next session. Is about Q&A session. Yes. So our team will have start to prepare on the Q&A session. Yes. And for reminder again, so any question, maybe you can type in the chat box, and then our team, because there might be a lot of question from audience, so we might select the good priority question, and then for other question that we cannot answer during the 30 minutes, we will keep it and get back to you after the session. Yes. So please start our Q&A question. Yes. Okay, now by Hello. Also, we have one question is from Mr. James. So he would like to check about how is the Stoneham Port and Kampot Kokong. So this session maybe question maybe go to Mr. Sokol. Dapat you present, no?
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, I got the question, and I would like to clarify that in terms of infrastructure, Stoneham Port, Kampot Port, and Koh Kong Port, they have still limited because at Stoneham there are three main power point. Three main power plant factory use the coal from Indonesia. So every the point, every the plant, all the plant they have their own terminal, but the terminal cannot accommodate large seagoing ship, can accommodate only the barge. So that the coal in bulk bring from the Indonesia in large ship, for example, 50 k metric ton, etc. They will discharge the coal at the anchorage at the midstream offshore, and that after that arranged by local barge to the Stoneham or Stoneham port. They call Stoneham port, but the port is the belong to the power plant, electric plant factory in Stoneham. Yeah. And for Kampot Port, the same as well. Kampot Port is there are different terminal in terms of operator. They have Kampot International Port with another operator, and Kampot Kampung Bai Port with other operator. And the terminal is still very small because the Kampot International Port, the terminal, the jetty can accommodate the ocean barge only. Ocean barge, the size of ocean barge about 100 meter long, and the draft, the deep draft for come in about 5.5 meter. So the jetty can accept the draft of the barge below 6 meter only. So the coal provide to cement factory in Kampot will be transported by a large seagoing ship in a big volume, for example, 30k metric ton or 50k metric ton, and shall be discharged at the anchorage as well. Cannot the large seagoing ship cannot accommodate, cannot go in the terminal. And for Koh Kong Port, still have no terminal as well, so that even they call Koh Kong Port, but they have no terminal for ship to accommodate it. So I think that Stoneham, Kampot, and Koh Kong for large seagoing ship still do the discharging operation at the midstream offshore as well, also now presently now. Yeah. So this is the situation of Stoneham Port, Kampot Port, and Koh Kong Port. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, thank you for Mr. Sokol for answering the question. I hope that will answer your question, and if any further question and have, maybe you might leave the question later. Yes. So next we have another question as well to Mr. Sokol. Yes. So please. Same question. Please send the question. Question with you.
Yeah. The second question is about the railway connecting from Laos to Cambodia. So last month, our CLA delegation go to Laos to visit the dry port of Laos in Vientiane capital. So now in terms of infrastructure, the railways connect to the dry port in Vientiane. And that dry port that railway will connect to Thailand. So now still not connect to Cambodia directly. So if we have the cargo by a railway from China to Cambodia. I think it would be transit from China to Vientiane, and after that to Thailand, and then to Cambodia by our railway from Poi Pet, etc. But now the problem is about the process for using the railway container, because when we use the container of the carrier, for example, the container of shipping line, the container of railway, we have to deposit the some amount of money to assure that for any damage to the container. So now the China railway container still let us to deposit $5,000 per unit of container. So this is a high amount of money for using the railway container of China. So that this process now still negotiate, still checking, because if like that we cannot use that container of a railway company. But if we have our partner, or we have our agent in China to settle that, it would be better than this one. But if we use direct for railway container for the cargo transported, so the railway will let us to deposit the big amount. That's still high amount, yeah. And the way, our transit way will from transit way will be from Vientiane, Laos to Thailand, and then go through to the Cambodia by our railway connection. But from Vientiane to Cambodia directly by rail, still not yet being now, yeah. Okay. Hello, yeah.
So we have another question as well. So please give another question to Mr. Soko. Yes.
Yeah, another question. Yeah, Kampot Port now we have a new Kampot Port terminal, but not current terminal. The current terminal, the current jetty is still low, only 6 meters accepted. But in the last month, Kampot Port, you see, Kampot Port have many operator. Yeah, in terms of ownership of the terminal of the port, there are many private company to control the terminal, because not like Sihanoukville port, they have only one operator, but in Kampot Port they have different operator. So the I speak is the Kampot International Port with the jetty 6 meter, below 6 meter allowed. So I don't know I don't know quite know about their plan for future, but I think that the large seagoing ship, for example, 50K metric ton of a shipment still cannot accommodate direct to the terminal. So the cargo still need to be carried off at the anchorage point to be discharged. Yeah. Close. Okay, next question.
We have another question as well. Yes.
Yes, about Tunle Basak to Kampot Port, I still have no idea, because this one is still a study by the Ministry of Transport and Public Work of Transport. Still study this, so that I have not enough idea to elaborate this. But I also follow this information as well. So you can follow the information from the ministry about this, yeah, about the channel of the Lebasa made direct to Kampot cost area of Kampot, etc. So I'm not much. I have not enough idea to clarify this. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's all a question for Mr.
About
Yes.
Phnom Penh port. I have another one question about Phnom Penh port. Yeah.
Yes, about Phnom Penh port.
Yeah. Yeah, I have one question also about Phnom Penh port. They asked from Mr. Satya. They said that
Yes, yes.
how many ton of cargo vessel can? Yeah, Phnom Penh port is a river port. It is a river port, and they can accommodate the sea river ship. Sea river ship is medium size of ship. For example, they can carry 3,000 or to 4,000 ton maximum, etc. And sea river ship have the vessel can go to Phnom Penh now according to the bank of the river. They can accept the length of the ship about not over 100 meters long, and the draft currently applying now, the draft during dry season is 4.5 meter deep, and during the raining season is 5.5 meter deep. But now the Phnom Penh port will upgrade the channel, can be 6 meter all the time. So if the draft can dip, the draft out ship can allow until 6 meter all the time, so that the sea river ship can go in out freely anytime without any objection. Yeah. So the sea river ship can carry the cargo maximum 3,000 to 4,000 metric ton per ship per vessel. We can go into Phnom Penh port. Yeah. Okay. Okay. No.
Call for answering all the questions from our audience. So we have another question. Is please can go to another question. I think so. Mr. Jackie, I think question another next question is from Mr. Jackie. So to answer, just so please.
Yes, okay. So I thought we have one question for me about the training fee, right? Okay. As I sharing with you guys, that for the training belong to the kinds of training section. We will have the different way to deliver. Example for the section about the cost. That's basic cost. We do annually, by monthly, quickly, or yearly. Sometimes we don't charge for this one. But for some of the costs, special about the experience, special about the content, about the certificate, we will have the charge for this one. Okay. And for sure that for each section, for each cost that we deliver, we will have the announcement, and for sure that we will have the certificate for all of you guys when you join to our course. Yeah, this is my answer. Okay, I saw that we have the other question. How do you think about the digital logistic markets in Cambodia? Because Cambodia now is still using paperwork to set the import permits and virtual deal releasing. Okay, actually, this question is look like other section. However, from my perspective, for the digital logistic market from now on in Cambodia, just start. Yeah, because of it's not on most of the company in Cambodia. They have a system to management, and they don't have the system to work for all of the operation. I do example for the printing paper. Some of the company, as my experience in Vietnam right now, they're using the system. Then they can issue on of the document from the system. They don't need to write out the information in the paper. They just need input the information on the system. Then the system can issue the document for them. Do example for the import permits of also deal releasing in Vietnam right now. On of the pork we have, they using the system to do this already. So for Cambodia, I think in the next few months and the next year, they will apply a lot of system for management. And a little bit about our logistics fork. We think that we can integration with the pork, and also we can provide for you the system that you no need to use the paper anymore. You can reduce the paper, reduce the human cost. Instead of you can do the system for your management. Printing the document look like the invoice about the arrival notes, about the document for import and export, about the accounting and everything, if you want. Okay, so this is my answer for this question.
Thanks for answering the question. I think we have another 3 minutes more. I think this question may be to Mr. Kwong to answer this question. So,
Okay.
Mr. Kwong to answer this question.
Hello, can you see me and can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for asking such a good question. I'm confident about our logistics force in terms of key criteria. Key criteria mean I show you already. There are many aspects that you have to consider when you compare the system, like cost perspective, technical perspective, function perspective, flexibility, and performance perspective, security perspective, service perspective. There are many perspectives that you have to consider, and we are pretty confident, and we are proven already in the many different markets in different countries. So please, if you are looking for any solution in the logistics, like forwarding management, warehousing management, transportation management, only CRM only, it's no problem at all. Just contact us, and we will work with you to clarify what you can do, what we cannot do, and also you can apply same comparison, same perspective into other solution also, and you can compare. Oh, if logistics can do this, cannot do this, and other system can do this, cannot do this. Okay, what is the best option, including cost also? So have a please consider and let us make some good proposal for you. I think this is my answer to this question. Thank you.
Sakong for good answering on this question. I think we have another minute, but I think that's all. For another question, we would like to wrap up, and if any other question, you can we will check and answer you back later after this Q&A question. So now we are at the time to closing session. So thank you everyone, and everybody. Please stay a little bit. We have another ending session for you, and some special thing for you to who joined this seminar. Yes, thank you. Please,
thank you.
Okay, so once again, I would like to thank you for our honorable guests, and especially our speaker, honorable speaker, who spent your time this morning to join our event. And I hope that we get a lot of inside information and good information for your benefit for your business and for your idea as well. Yes. So as a thank you for this gift for the joining our seminars. We have some special offer for this one. If you would like to, have our system. So we have some special package for you. So we have a 50% discount on the license fee for our system who will sign our contracts. So and also free 3-month logistics force, and also 1 slot free for the training foundation that Mr. Tam presentation. Yes, and for the individual, we also have 1 free slot for logistics training and foundation session as well, which is hosted by our AFR Cambodia. Yes. So I also would like to give you a little bit heads up as well. So after this event, we also prepare the next seminar, which is coming soon. I think this is very crucial and important topic for the company. As currently we have a lot of technology to choose, and sometimes it is very confusing, and you don't know which benefit to share and to choose, and which to suit to your business model. Just so the next webinar will be present in September. Yes, sometime during September. So the topic is about the global cloud technology acceleration. So digital transformation, which is a very topic based on like cloud technology, Salesforce, DocuSign, and AWS. You see this kind of many different cloud computing. So it is a good idea for you if you join, so that you can know and how to compare the and select the one technology that's appropriate to your business. And the next one is also important topic as well, how to set your and implement your KPI process in the logistic system performance, which is beneficial for your operation. So you can know about your operation performance, and what is KPI that you're going to join just to operate for your company. Yes. So last but not least, and thank you again for all our attendees today who spend the time to join, and especially our honorable speaker. And we hope that we will see you again for the next session. And we also will send some of the survey form after this meeting close as well. So thank you very much. And I think this is coming to the end of our presentation. Yes. And also webinar as well. Yes. Thank you, and once again appreciate for your time to join. Yes. Thank